Yo, peace to the family. Soul Conscious TV. It's your brother Kufu Shabazz. Got my brother King Narmer here with me. And what you here to talk about today, my brother?
Peace, family, peace. Today we're gonna do a class on Candle Magick. Basically preparing the candle and dedicating to the ancestors and preparing the candle for protection. You can use it for either or. It's all in the desire, intent, and focus. So let's get started. Let's zoom in on the candle and focusing on the candle. First things first, this right here is what you call a 7-day candle or a candle noveno. Basically, it burns for 7 days. If you were to light it up for a course of a couple hours per day, it could last you up to 7 days. But if you were to run it continuously, it could last you up to 3 days, maybe 2.5 days if it burns faster. Today I'm going to show you how to cleanse a candle, dress a candle, charge it up, carve a sigil, and dedicate the candle after you've charged it up to the ancestors, or it could be for protection. So let's get started. First things first, you want to cleanse your candle. So you always want to take some ammonia. I usually use ammonia, and I start from the top. I cleanse the top real good. I hit the sides, hit it around the rim, then I wipe down. You wipe down to remove. Now, a lot of practitioners use Florida water. That's okay. But if you do not have Florida water that is readily available, then you could do any and everything with ammonia. After you have cleansed it with ammonia, you then will want to smudge it. So you can use either a sage bundle to smudge it, if you want to go ahead and smudge it and sage it. But usually the ancestors like Palo Santos, and Palo Santos is good for the chakras as well. So I'm going to use Palo Santos. So after I've cleansed it with the ammonia, I'm going to go ahead and cleanse it one more time, and then make sure that it's very, very clear and all negative energy removed with the smudging effect. And remember, you can use Palo Santos, you can use a cigar, or you can use sage. I like to let it burn a little bit. I like to smudge it. Sometimes I move in a circular motion. In a circular motion I see, just like this, to remove anything. Then I like to smudge downwards to remove. Make sure I hit it very, very well. Make sure I have it very cleansed. Now, when you're a practitioner, sometimes you want to double check to make sure you've cleansed and cleared the candle very well. So some practitioners, or a lot of practitioners, might use a pendulum. They might run their pendulum across their candle to assure that the candle is cleansed. So once the candle is cleansed, I will then begin to carve a sigil. Now you can put or use any sigil that you like. I usually like to carve a pentagram, which is a 5-pointed star. A pentacle is a 5-pointed star with a circle around it, or with spirit enclosed or encompassed around it, because remember, spirit is center and circumference, and the circle can also mean infinity. So then I therefore grab my candle and I take a screwdriver, make sure I cleanse it. Now you can use an athame or an athame, but I like to use a screwdriver to carve my sigils. But here is what anathema or anathema looks like. Let them get a good look at it. You can carve your sigils with anything that you want, but I like to use a screwdriver. Once that is done, I like to commence to poke my 5 holes, starting with the top or going north and going clockwise. You always want to go clockwise to bring whatever you want to petition in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, I poked my 5 holes in it. Now that I've done that, I'm going to commence to carve my sigil. Oh, you can back up some. I'm gonna show them in a minute. Once you have carved the sigil, it should look something like this. This right here is a pentagram or a pinnacle. It's basically a pinnacle because what makes it a pinnacle is what makes it a pinnacle is the circle that is circumference around it, or that is present, which encloses it in and which makes spirit, which can represent infinity. So now that I have the sigil carved, I can go ahead and commence to dressing my candle with protection oil, and I can add herbs to it. So now that I have, did they see it good?
No, they saying it.
Okay. Now we'll go ahead and take some protection oil, and with this protection oil, I'm going to go ahead and begin to dress my candle. You want to use no more than 2 drops. So I use 1. 2. Once I do that, I take my finger and just go around in a circular motion. Now that I got my fingers well good around it and got it doused with protection oil, I can therefore commence to using my herbs. This right here is hyssop. Hyssop is used to purge and cleanse your spirit and your aura. So I'm going to take some hyssop, just a little bit, so I can dress my candle. Not too much, because if you put too much in it, the candle won't burn, or it can also cause it to catch on fire. So just enough to dress it. The ancestors love hyssop, and the ancestors love lavender. I also have lavender. So I'm going to take some lavender, or about a little pinch of lavender. Go ahead and dress it. Now you see we have cleansed and cleared the candle. We have dressed the candle. We have carved a sigil. And now I'm going to show you how to put your desired intent and focus to the candle. So as I said, this candle can be used for protection, or it can be used to dedicate this candle to your ancestors. So if you want to dedicate it to your ancestors, you always take your dominant hand and put it over top of the candle, because your dominant hand or your right hand is where the energy flows into or transmits the energy, and your left hand is where the energy flows out of. So you always take your right hand or your dominant hand, put it over top of the candle. You can simply say, I dedicate this candle to my ancestors. Or if it is for protection, you can simply say, I dedicate this candle for protection. Protection over myself, protection over my home, and protection against any negative energy or any hexes or curses. But another way to fight off hexes and curses is not to believe in them. So once I do that, being that the ancestors love alcohol or liquor, I take a little bit of alcohol, your spit ain't gotta be that good, but you want to spit on the candle and make sure it's heavily dressed. And then once you do that, take your candle and light it up. And now you have successfully dedicated a candle to the ancestors, or have lit or prepared a candle for protection. And that is basically the class and the course for today. So if Brother Kufu Shabazz has anything else, he can go ahead and take us out.
I ain't got no questions today. I'm gonna have to rewatch this video. This was a good video. It was a powerful video. And shout out to everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe. Peace.